Hello and welcome to MetsXMFanZone, the ultimate podcast for your New York Mets fans. I'm your host, Anthony, and today we're going to dive into all things Mets. Before we start our show, don't forget to tweet, like, and subscribe to all of our content. Well, you can listen to our shows every week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at the 9 a.m. early show and early mornings. But also don't forget to check out our night shows at 6 p.m. Now let's start by talking the latest news and updates of your New York Mets. The top news of the day is a question I get quite often is prior to the show. A question was asked, and I wanted to answer this because I was reading many questions, and it really stuck my eye. Was why is Darin Ruf still a New York Met? Well, let me explain to you guys. He might struggle mightily after the trade deadline last season, and he got booed a lot. And I mean, it would be better for Ruf and the Mets to really move on here. And why I say that, providing the opportunity to find just another team. He has more at-bats to offer, which I find, in my honest opinion. But the team can almost certainly bring him into spring training. They could bring him into spring. Just to make sure that he can't turn it around as a Met, which I truly believe. And while Ruf has shown flashes of power and production, he has been inconsistent at the plate. And he has not lived up to the expectations so far. And even in the past two seasons with the Mets, Ruf has batted just only .250 with a combined of 20 home runs and 61 RBIs. This level of production is not enough to justify a roster spot on a team, in which playoffs aspirations are additionally. Ruf lacks of versatility in the field and also limits his value on the Mets, which he can be a first baseman and an outfielder. He does not bring the defensive flexibilities that many other players on the roster can provide. This can make it even difficult for the Mets to find a spot for him, which the Mets could end up releasing him. It could very well be so. And why I say that is the Mets could just probably release him, let him go, and then be done with it in my honest opinion. But the Mets need to find some weight in here. Even though now we had the new additions to the ball club, with now re-signed Brandon Nimmo has re-signed. I mean, where is there a place for him even anyway? So I mean, I look at it this way: if Darin Ruf still remains with the New York Mets, I mean, he has to show urgency. He needs to show ability. He needs to show production. He needs to show not only production, but he needs to show that he can. What happened to the stream? He needs to be able to show activity. It's just what it is. If he's lacking, I look at it this way: if he's lacking the ability to be a product on the field, then I mean, Darin Ruf needs to show emergencies. He needs to show productivity. He needs to be able to start hitting the ball, and he's not doing that. So, with that being said, could he very well be a guy that could be forceful? Let's see what he could do. But me personally, I don't think that the Mets are going to keep him. I think the Mets are going to release him. So now, who can fill these positions? But let's give you my opinion elsewhere too by starting off with the inconsistency of production. While Ruff has shown flashes of power, he has been inconsistent at the plate. This can make it difficult for the Mets to even rely on him as a consistent contributor to this team. And I'm going to point out key points here, which I have for you guys. But I need to see some urgency. Again, he lacks in poor defense. Why? While Ruff has experience playing both first base and outfield, he has defensive abilities are not consistent to be strength. This can be liability for the team and limit his playing time. Now let's talk with younger options. The Mets have several talent prospects in the minors who are ready to actually step up. We got Brett Beatty, of course. You know, he's ready to, you know, gel into his own character there at third base. There have been guys that have been stepping up to bigger roles. The Mets did get Daniel Vogelbach. We re-signed him to 1 year, $1.8 million. But by retaining Ruff, this may be blocking the development and the opportunities for those younger players. Which Darin Ruf is probably not going to get any playing time either. The Mets are probably going to even release him too. So while we got that out of the way, let's have a word from our partner at MetsXMFanZone Live Podcast today. Rexon Sports is a company that specializes in producing high-quality sports gear and accessories. They offer a wide range of products for various sports, including football, basketball, soccer, baseball, and many others. Their products are known for their durability and functionalities, as well as their stylistic designs. Whether you are a seasoned athlete or a beginner, just starting out, Rexon Sports has something to offer. Their range of products include things like sports balls, goal posts, training cones, and much more. So if you're looking for gear to help you improve your game, Rexon Sports is a great choice. Well, you can check out our links in the show details down below. So let's go ahead and talk now. Let's go ahead and talk about the altitudes and pros and cons with the Mets here. Now, like I've said it many times before, what are the Mets plan on doing? Are they going to look for younger talent? Are they going to bring up younger talent? Will he be a guy that the Mets are going to end up getting rid of? I look at it. I look at this in so many different areas. Now that the Mets re-signed Jeff McNeil to a 4-year, $50 million contract. The Mets are now trying to look into re-signing Pete Alonso, to an 8-year, $250 million. That's kind of like what we are hearing at this moment in time. We are hearing that Pete Alonso could very well be coming back to the Mets. Well, we don't see him leaving, but he could. The arbitrator is looking to give him a deal that can very well be 8 years, $250 million. That's what we are hearing right now in our office. I have talked to people on the ground also. So we need to be able to see some urgency here with the arbitrator. Well, hopefully we'll hear some news. Right now we haven't really heard much. We didn't know that the other day there was press conference of Jeff McNeil talking about, his extension, talking about him staying as a New York Met and wanted to stay here with the New York Mets. I think it's not only has it been a great ride for Jeff. We really like on what he's planning on doing. Especially going forward here with the club. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and ask you guys some questions. So if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to comment in the comment section down below. Now that it's time for our mailbox. And I'm going to answer all questions that you guys might have for me. We do have some questions that I wanted to answer as of yesterday. I didn't get a chance to yet, but we're always going to answer questions in the comment sections on each and every show. And we always do it on our next show. So I will be able to answer your questions. You guys can start calling into our show. We were supposed to do it today, but we're still having issues with our whole setup. But if you guys would like to call in onto the shows, you guys can do that on our mornings and also on our evening shows also as well. So let's go ahead, open up the comments. So all right, so we got 4 comments. We got 2 on Twitter, 2 on Facebook, and I'm willing to answer those. All right, so we got 1. The one comment here is, what is your opinion on Francisco Alvarez? You think he's gonna have a fine year, and what is your prediction in stat wise for him? I like Francisco Alvarez. I think he's going to be really good. He can hit for power. Francisco Alvarez needs to learn to start hitting from both sides of the plate. He's able to show you versatility. He's able to show you a little offensive. We need to make sure that he's going to be defensive going into the 23 season. So with that being said, could he have a very decent season? Will he actually start instead of Thomas Nido? I think he's definitely going to start spring training. Spring training is right around the corner. And guys, don't forget to check out our website. We will be live streaming all spring training games on our website. It is free to everybody on there. If you go to MetsXMFanZone.com, you can sign up for our newsletter, and we do push notifications when games do go live. We will be having spring training games on there, and you could also subscribe to our monthly subscriptions on our website too. So make sure you guys check that out by going to MetsXMFanZone.com. Then you can check out everything Mets on there. So it's open to everybody that is willing to check it out. Also, just to let you guys know that I will be down in Port St. Lucie February 18th. It is the 2nd. I'm gonna be asking some questions down there. I'm gonna be talking with some of the players. I got 2 interviews that I will be discussing. I'll be talking with Buck Showalters, find out on his feel on what the 2023 season looks like for him. Also with Francisco Lindor and what is in stake for Francisco Lindor in his 2023 season. So those are going to be really cool interviews. If you guys would like to see those interviews, I will be uploading them on our social media accounts. So please stay tuned for our interviews with Francisco Lindor and also Buck Showalters. Also, just to let you guys know too, when you guys subscribe to our subscriptions, you guys are entering into our giveaways. We are going to be doing giveaways of our show, of our stuff. Everything you see behind me in our show is through SB Sports Athletics. And plus, you could go onto our shop at MetsXMFanZone.com/shop, and you can purchase all your gear today on our website. So please don't forget to check that out today. But also, we would like to thank our partner today, Nationwide Tickets. If you are experiencing the thrill of a lifetime, your one-stop destination of all your travel needs, from sports to games to concerts to tickets, the hottest events across the country. Whether you are a baseball fan, a football fan, a basketball fan, a music fan, or anything in between, we got you covered. With fast, reliable, and secured online booking. You can be sure that your tickets will be in your hands in no time. So don't wait any longer. Book your tickets with Nationwide Tickets today and get ready to make memories that last for a lifetime. While you can check out the link in our show details down below at the end of our shows. Also, we got some new transactions that are been happening in the Mets world. Again, I did say early throughout the broadcast that the Mets and Jeff McNeil agreed to a 4-year deal, $50 million. This looks really good for the Mets. Hopefully we get to hear some news in Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso is definitely going to sign a deal. Word around the league, word around the organization that Pete Alonso is looking for an 8-year, $250 million. The arbitrator is looking to give him a deal like that. But let's see exactly what happens if the Mets are going to try to, make a deal happen here. I think with Alonso, he's going to stay. But we are hearing some news on the Ohtani story, so I wanted to get a little on the Ohtani. Ohtani has been in communications with the New York Mets. We don't know if they're going to actually make a trade here or if they're going to actually do a sign, but we do know that our owner, Steve Cohen, has put some inquiries for Ohtani for next season. Now, an offer could be made for next season, or the Mets could actually make a trade somewhere. We are hearing that it could be a rumor for Marte, could be McKenna, and it could be Escobar in this mix. We don't know if this is... I don't want to confirm this just yet, but we are hearing that it could be Marte in this mix. It could be McKenna. It could be Escobar being put into this in play. So, and then 2 other pitchers, prospect pitchers in that deal. Again, I don't want to confirm it just yet. It's not really confirmed. So hopefully we get to hear some news on the Ohtani coming into a couple weeks from now. But spring training is like 2 weeks away? Not even. And of course, you guys could go down there and actually check out the Mets. I will be down in Port St. Lucie February 18th. I'll be doing a live podcast in front of the stadium. And also, I got 2 interviews that I'm going to be chatting with. I'm going to be chatting with Buck Showalters, and I'm going to also be chatting with Francisco Lindor. If you guys would like to see those shows, you guys can do that by going on to our website at MetsXMFanZone.com. Go into our podcast section, and you'll be able to see my exclusive interview with Buck Showalters and Francisco Lindor. And we're going to ask some questions. We're going to find out what is for the future in this team going into the 23 season. And we're trying to get an interview with Jeff McNeil. Still haven't heard anything in regards to that. But I know you guys have been asking for interviews. You guys want to see some of those. So we are definitely going to get those in the works. So hopefully, Jeff McNeil. Hopefully we get the Jeff McNeil interview. I know a lot of people have been wanting me to do so. But that is definitely in the works. So let me go ahead. Let's go into some questions from yesterday, because there was a question that I didn't get the answer. They wanted to know what is the deal with what was the deal with Jacob deGrom? Why did he leave? Did I hear anything? Now, I know I didn't really hear much on what happened with Jacob deGrom. All I heard was what everybody pretty much else knows about why Jacob deGrom left. But we did know that it was a money concern. So there was definitely money that was involved with that. It was in regards to taxes also too. He didn't want to pay the New York tax. I just think that he was just completely done. There was news circulating that him and Buck Showalters was not. It was not a very good communication between the two. But that's kind of far as what I know. Hopefully, I'll get some more news and for you guys later down the line about that story. So hopefully I'll be able to coverage that in a future podcast show. So hopefully, I'll know more on that. And then here's another question. Well, ask me, where do you think that Brett Baty, what position will you think Brett Baty would be in going into spring training? In my honest opinion, which I do love Brett Baty, I think he has a really good talent. He has a good bat. He needs to be able to have some urgency there at third base, a little bit more flexibility. I find, in my opinion, what he needs to do, if he's going to stay at third base, he needs to start learning the position a little bit better. In regards to his hitting, he has a good hitting technique. I think he'll definitely have at least over 20 home runs this year. I would say 20 home runs, 78 RBIs, maybe bat 250. I mean, he needs to be able to show that he could hit. I mean, we all were able to see on what he could do before he even got injured. So, does he have a sweet swing? I think he does. He has that David sort of feel about him. He should be a guy that the Mets will end up keeping. I mean, I feel the unlikelihood that the Mets are gonna stick with him, but I mean, it wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion, if the Mets don't stick with him because our Escobar is not going to be there very much longer. Plus, Brett Baty's still young; he's only 29 years old. So, could we see him actually progress? I think he will definitely progress, no doubt about it. Is he a 20 home run type of guy? I believe so. Do I think he's over a 30 home run guy? I do believe so. I just think he needs to get a little bit more comfortable there at the plate. So I'm not quite there just yet. I want to see what he could do in spring training. I think spring training would definitely be, an eye opener for us on what he can do. And we all want to be able to like the guy. So I think, in my opinion, with my thoughts, I think Brett Baty is definitely a guy that you're going to see be up here. Now, playing every day, I don't see him being played every day. I probably see him play maybe every other day. More than likely going to see Escobar play too. A lot of work between the both of them. Probably, I think he's a little bit more suited for the outfield because of how tall he is and how lengthy he is. We need him. I think he'll be better out there, which I think he'll probably be platooning with Marquina. So if God forbid, knock on wood, if Marte is healthy, you're probably going to see probably Brett Baty out in the outfield. All right, we have another question that's coming into the board. And a question here says, how many wins do you think not Francisco. How many wins do you think Justin Verlander will have going into the 23 season? Your thoughts on this? As a New York Met, well, we know on how good he is of a pitcher. He's been awesome with the Astros. My honest opinion on where he's gonna, what his progression is going to look like going into the 23 season. I think he's still going to remain where he was at before. I would more than likely would say at maybe 15, 16 wins. I would go maybe 15-8. I would probably say 2.50 just because he's going into a new team. He's going into the National League that he hasn't really been to the National League. He's going to be pitching to a lot of different guys. He has been in the American League for such a long time. So, the transition could be a little bit different. I do think that his numbers are probably going to go up just a little bit because of how older of a pitcher he is. I would like to see him put up numbers. That's for sure. So, if he's a guy that I'm willing to, to chance on, It would definitely be Verlander at 15 wins, maybe at max. I don't see him doing what he did last year. I mean, he's a three-time Cy Young Award winner in the American League. Could he do it? Can he get one for the Mets in 23 season? That's a little to find out just yet. So we don't know just yet. But I do believe that he can very well progress going into the 23 season. All right, so we have one more question that we're going to answer for today, and then we will be ending the show. So one more question we have. So I watched your show yesterday, and you were talking about your website and stuff like that. What are the plans now? The plans are very simple onto the website. We do live streams. We do the spring training games, and we will be doing all of the full season. It will be live on our website. All of our plans are live streams. So the benefits of our plans, again, we do have the to-go plan, which is a weekly plan. It is a subscription. So you guys can subscribe to 3 of our platforms. We have our weekly subscription, we have our monthly subscription, and we have our premium subscription. All those do get live streams. We are not restricting anybody on every plan now. So wanted to touch base on that. I'm probably going to show you guys the website before we go into spring training, because I know a lot of you guys always keep asking me what's going on with the, what are the plans looking like going into the 23 season with use. So our pricing plans will be $6.99 on our weekly. On our monthly will be $25, and then our premium will be at $50. Again, on the benefits, you do get a 7-day plan, and also on the 2 plans, on the monthly and onto weekly, and on our weekly subscription. Our weekly subscription gets a 1-day pass. Now you'll get a 1-day free pass. You get to check it out, and if you like it, the very next day you will be billed automatically. So our plans are, you can't cancel on our plans. You would have to hit up our team if you wanted to cancel at any one of our subscriptions. On our monthly plans, we do give you guys a 2-day free pass. How that works is you'll get 2 days of the trial, and then it will go to automatically to $25, and you can stream it. Anybody in your family could watch it. It is per household, so anybody in your house could get the live streams. And also, if you go out of your house, it'll be pretty much like restricted. You really can't really go out of that element. But if you're pretty much logged into the account, you should be good to go. And then you got 24/7 support. 24/7. You have questions, we're able to answer. I got a big team that is willing to open and answer any questions that you guys might have. And in regards to our premium plans, in which I find that our monthly plans are highly recommended. A lot of you guys were subscribing to our subscriptions last year on those. They're very highly recommended. But our premium plan gives you a lot of benefits. It gives you our raffles. You guys enter into our raffles. We're always giving away tickets, stuff like that in our giveaways. I do give a free gift when you sign up to our premium membership. Any of Met gear and stuff like that. You're able to view on all devices. You're able to view the stream anywhere. Not only that, you get live customer service 24/7. So our plans are great. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about the plans. So just go and check out the website. Go to MetsXMFanZone.com/payment, and you could just check it out. Check out the not payment plan, and you could go on there and take a look for yourself. So it's MetsXMFanZone.com/ slash plan, and you could go on there and you could check it out for yourself. I mean, and see what really works for you. I mean, personally, I want to be able to, make it affordable for everybody. So that way everybody's happy in the long run. But you also get really good fan access. You're able to, view the roster. You get to read our stories. Now, mind you, all of our stories, you'll never see anywhere else. Our stories are from us. Interviews, stories are all from us. Not going anywhere else. You'll be able to view the podcast on there. You'll be able to view our live streams on there. Spring training, when you go to the live section, you'll see spring training on there. And anybody that comes to the website is able to view our spring training live streams. But throughout the season, you have to sign up to a membership in order to get our streams. So please check it out if you guys would like to, purchase one of those membership plans. And which I also find that it's ridiculous because a lot of people are now finally getting rid of cable service, and so they'll because on how pricey networks are, so it probably would benefit anybody because plus it's live streamed. I mean, it stays on 24/7 on the website, so you're literally getting S&Y 24/7, or if the Mets are on Pix 11, normally those are the two networks they're really on, or Fox. Very rare they're on Fox, or Apple Podcast. You're getting that also as well. Sometimes they'll go on Facebook. I mean, stuff like that. We're probably the stuff like that. The streams will still always be streamed no matter what. But we're able to give you guys all the access to the games 24/7, so you guys can check it out anywhere. But we do have it on our website for anybody that wants to get it. So check it out. You guys could go to MetsXMFanZone.com. The details are right on the website. But I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you all for our today's episode of MetsXMFanZone. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to submit your questions and comments down below. Every week on our show, we go live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We do an early show at 9 a.m. We do a late night show at 6 p.m. I mean, you can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple Music. You can listen to us on Odyssey. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio. Again, it's all on your phone, fingertip. I mean, tablet, phone, PC, TV. You're able to view all of our shows live. Again, I would like to thank you guys for watching in our show today. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. But how I always leave it with you guys, be safe, be well, and let's go Mets.